What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day today. It is new pack day. I don't know if you can see it, but you probably know by the title and the thumbnail. I just received one of the brand new Durston gear Kakwa, I don't know. Kakwa 55 liter backpack. So yeah, I got this pack. I ordered it maybe 3 weeks ago, and realistically shipped pretty quick considering it comes out of Canada. So got it in 3 weeks, and just initial impressions, getting it out of the box, playing around with it. I'm really excited about it. This is the first little test here. I got it loaded up with everything I would need for at least an overnight. I just have to add more food, but got it loaded up with everything I would need for an overnight, and we're going to take it on a 11-mile hike here and just see how it feels. So along the way, I'll stop, give you some impressions of things that I like so far. If there's anything that I maybe don't like, and about 2/3 of the way through this loop, I think there's a shelter I come to. I'll stop and kind of do a brief rundown of just my thoughts overall. So far, I can tell you, pretty darn comfortable. So we're gonna get walking, and I'll give you some updates as we go. Whew. Just made it to the top of a little climb there. So right out of the gate, a couple things that I already can tell that I love about this pack. I love the stretchy pockets on the shoulder straps. I don't know why more packs don't come with these. It's a popular addition to packs. This is one of the things I really liked about the ULA packs, is they had the little bungee cords that you could attach like a water bottle to. And they do a pretty good job, but they can slip. But with these being these lycra mesh pockets, it doesn't happen. So that's like a 24-ounce smart water bottle. Fits perfectly fine. It's not in my way really at all. And then I've just got my Garmin Explorer in there, and it fits fine. That was the drawback. Normally I have this clipped to like a daisy chain here. And if I clip it to the daisy chain, you can kind of see it. It's like up higher. Oh, there went a trekking pole. But it's up too high, so it ends up like up in my face. But it fits in there perfect. And then this stash pocket, which you can kind of see it, maybe. I'll show you more when I take it off. But it's built in to one of the side pockets. It's a little bit taller, but it's a watertight zipper, and you can open that up while you're walking, and I can stick my phone in there. Obviously, the more stuff you have in that side pocket, the less space you have in the little stash pocket. Kind of similar to my Gossamer Gear G420, the little pocket across the top. Once you start filling the pack, it kind of disappears. But I can throw my keys in it or something like that. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out what to do with it. Seems to work for my phone, especially if it's going to be rainy and I don't want to keep it out here. But so that works pretty well. The hip belt, which you can see it has the 2 webbing points. That's the best hip belt design ever. That was, again, another reason that I really liked my ULA pack, is it has the essentially two webbing straps, so it can shape the hip belt around your hip bone, and it just makes for a much more comfortable fit, especially if you're the type that wears your pack like right on the top of your hip bone. It only has the one adjustment buckle, you can kind of see. So, I mean, if you really wanted to get the benefit out of it, it would need to be 2 straps of webbing and 2 buckles, but that's really only going to benefit you if you're trying to carry like an expedition pack, 50-some pounds. For the weight this is meant for, this is perfect, but it just allows such a good fit with the hip belt. The shoulder straps are a different shape. I guess they're more the S shape than the regular kind of J-shaped straps. Which I had to adjust it. Normally, I let my shoulder straps drift out just a little more than this. But then it was in my armpits, kind of all weird. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this up. But then it was in my armpits all weird. So I just had to tighten the sternum strap a little to pull them in a little more. And once you figure it out, they're comfortable. I guess I don't know, I guess that's a better design for weight transfer and stuff. I don't know. I know it's comfortable, and it's got load lifters on it, which you can't see because the hood's in the way. but it's got the load lifters on it. Just something I definitely wanted in a pack, you know, even an ultralight pack like this. If I'm gonna be putting 25, 30 pounds or more in it, I want load lifters. So far, this is a comfortable pack. I've gone about 2 miles now, and so far no complaints, no weird squeaks, no discomfort, no weird rubbing, no loosening of straps yet. So we're gonna keep rolling and we'll see how it does. All right, we're about 5 miles in, 4 3/4 or something. Call it 5 miles in. Yeah, so usability or accessibility of everything on this pack while you're moving, spot on. Hip belt pockets, super easy to open the zippers with one hand. Easily able to get to snacks, eat them while you're walking. Obviously the water bottle's up here, easy to get to. If you have to get into your side pocket, which, there you go. That one's cut lower. So again, that one's pretty easy to get to. That's kind of a personal thing though, because it depends on how flexible you are. I mean, I'm not the most flexible guy in the world, and I'm able to get to those ones and put them back in pretty easy. But this makes it fantastic. So yeah, all the zipper pockets, they're the watertight zippers. So I've seen a few people mention, at least on the 40-liter one, that the zippers are kind of tough to get into while you're moving. Mine are easy. I mean, they're basically the same as the zippers on the Fly of the Durston tent. They're the watertight ones, so they're going to be harder to open, but I can do it with one hand on all of them, which is more than I can say for a lot of packs and their hip belts. So yeah, usability of pockets, zippers, solid. Super comfortable too. Straps haven't slipped. I mean, I'm trying to rock back and forth here, but it's locked down on my back, solid. No ventilation on the back. Some packs, like some Ospreys and different ones, have that trampoline back where it's not flat on your back. This one fits flat on your back. I sweat anyway, even with those packs. I just kind of like the feel of it up against my back better than anything, because it just feels connected to me better. So I prefer it that way. If you like airflow on your packs, this doesn't have it. So anyway, just some thoughts as I walk, not run into a tree. We'll keep going. Should be coming up in this shelter soon. There'll be a good spot to stop, make a cup of coffee real quick, and just go over a few more of the features of the pack and what I think so far. There we go. All right, so we found some shelter. We're about 6.5 miles into this, but I can say 6.5 miles hiking with this. The Durston Kakwa 55 so far, I really like it. Now, I'm not gonna go too in-depth in specs. For one, it's just kind of not my thing. You can get on Durston's website and get all the specs. I will put the weight on the screen here. It's right around 2 pounds. Just a solid pack. So he has the 40-liter, which has been pretty popular. And like I said earlier in the video, you know, I've got my 42-liter frameless pack, so I wasn't really interested in that. But for something to haul a little more stuff, I'm carrying more food, more weight, more water, more gear, whatever. I wanted something lighter than my REI Flash, but still capable of carrying 35 pounds comfortably. Anyway, when I saw he had the 55-liter, I thought this could be a good replacement for that REI Flash 55 pack. I really was leaning towards ordering another circuit from ULA, and then I decided to go ahead and jump on this pack, and I'm really glad I did. So this pack kind of combines some of like my favorite features from the ULA packs and some of my favorite features from packs like the Hyperlight Mountain Gear pack. Right out of the gate, the material that this is made with. So if you've looked into these, you've probably seen that these are made from the Ultra 200 fabric. So the last maybe year or so, pack manufacturers have started using this fabric. I'm not gonna go super in depth about what it's made out of and things like that. Honestly, if you want a review that gets really in depth about stuff like that and is awesome, Backpacking Light has a YouTube video on the Kakwa 40 on here that goes into super in-depth detail about the fabrics and a lot of the technical specifications of this pack. It's an awesome review for sure. Definitely worth checking out. But for me, the draw to this fabric was the lightweight, the lightweight feature with it. It's more water repellent than like a Robic nylon type pack or something like that. It's not waterproof, and they don't advertise it as waterproof. The problem with it is, and you can look at the specs, the material itself is very highly water resistant. So getting rained on, the material's not going to absorb any water, which is awesome. More of a Robic nylon type pack, or a pack like my Gossamer Gear G420, ULA packs, Osprey packs, my REI pack, most of them, they're water resistant, but the pack itself will start to absorb water into the pack material. And while your gear may not get wet because of that, your pack is going to start to take on that weight. So materials like this Ultra 200 fabric, or that's where like the DCF packs, like the Hyperlight packs, Z-Packs packs, that material doesn't absorb water. Now, with the Hyperlight packs, the seams are taped on their packs. So as long as you have a good seal on the top, it's a roll top. As long as you roll that up to where that part is waterproof and no water's getting in theory, those packs are basically waterproof. All day rain, stuff like that, they're really not getting into it. This material, I do not believe this pack, I don't believe these seams are taped. And I'll correct that on here if I read about it again and find out I'm wrong, but I don't believe they are. So water can eventually get into these seams, but it's not advertised as a waterproof pack. I mean, you want to stop that, carry a pack liner. That's why I carry a pack liner. And I'm still going to carry a pack liner even with this pack. For me, the draw to it was the durability for the weight. So that allows for this pack to be insanely lightweight, under 2 pounds, but very, very durable. And that is the benefit to the Ultra 200 fabric, even versus like the DCF packs. Ultra 200 is a more abrasion resistant fabric than even DCF. DCF is very strong, but it is not good against abrasions. And you can shred those packs if you're not careful, whether it's going through like rock scrambling, most bushwhacking through brush and stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna hurt it. But rock scrambling, sliding down rocks, depending on where you backpack, rougher terrains like that will shred a DCF pack, at least the lightweight DCFs that most pack manufacturers use. Ultra 200 is a little bit more abrasion resistant. I say a little bit, and again, you could watch that other Backpacking Light review and they go more in depth about this. It's not some miracle fabric that is completely indestructible. It's a very lightweight fabric, and I'm sure if I drug it across granite rock faces, it would get some abrasions too. I'm not trying to do that on purpose, but for what I will use this for, I am not worried about any abrasions on this pack. The material is very sturdy. You can see as far as features, this is that taller This is that taller side pocket. So like in here, I just have the fuel from my alcohol stove. I didn't bother putting a different bottle. And then I have my tripod for my camera in here. But then that allows, this is that stuff pocket. So it's got a watertight YKK zipper on it. And you can easily get to this while you're walking. And it depends how full this is. Like if I shoved water bottles in here, this pocket's not gonna have much space. But just having a fuel bottle, my tripod, or like one liter smart water bottle is fairly thin in here, you'd still get some usable space out of that. I guess it just depends. You could, depending on how much you have in that pocket, you could probably shove like a windbreaker or something in there. It works good for my phone. I was able to access it easily. Hip belt pockets, good size. They're not huge, but they fit everything I normally carry. I've got a headlamp, chapstick, hand sanitizer in here, and there's a little more space that I could fit some extra stuff in there. The other one's got snacks, well, it had snacks, I ate them. But I was able to fit a couple packets of drink mix, a giant Rice Krispie treat that I was trying that I'll do. I got a video coming about backpacking food and stuff, so I'll talk about it there. But it held some snacks. They're not the biggest hip belt pockets. The hip belt pockets on like the ULA packs are definitely bigger. I think the hip belt pockets, even on my Gossamer Gear G420, are slightly bigger, but they're definitely usable. They're a good size for sure. This is what I was talking about with the hip belt itself. Has the double webbing straps. I don't know how well you can see that. It has the double webbing straps. So that allows it to, as it comes around your hip, you get essentially like 2 points of contact. Instead of just one strap, it's got two. So it can actually kind of shape this hip belt around your hip bone. It was super comfortable for me walking around here today. I never felt the hip belt slip. Nothing, no discomfort, no pinching. Shoulder strap pockets are great. You know, the Garmin's in this one. 24 ounce smart water bottle in this one. Easy to get in and out. I have no reason to think that this is gonna fail. It's pretty thick. I don't really understand the bungee. It's got like a cord lock on it where you could cinch it down, I guess, if you wanted to put something small in there so it didn't fall out, but it works perfect for water bottles, easy to get in and out of there. And then your other side pocket is cut lower. You can see the height of the pack. So like I had two smart water bottles in there, a 1 liter one, then another sport one that's 24 ounces. And again, like I said, walking, it's gonna depend on how flexible you are, but it's really not hard to reach back because the angle it's cut at, and get your bottle out and put it back in. I've had some packs that's near impossible. You're probably not getting into the taller pocket while you're walking. I kind of tried to reach back there. If your water bottle was really tall, you could probably get it out. Getting it in would probably take a serious form of contortionism that I don't have. As far as compression straps, not much, just some tiny little cordage right here. Definitely trying to keep the weight down, but it works as the cord locks. They didn't slip at all, just to be able to compress the load down. And then it's got the Y strap on the top. Turn it this way. It's got the Y strap similar to like the Hyperlight packs. So very good for locking gear to the top. I just have a Outdoor Vitals 1/8 inch foam sit pad kind of thing on top of there. And then it's just a basic roll top to get into it. And you can see it's got quite a bit of space. I mean, it's 55 liters. Now I don't have near 55 liter pack size stuff in here, if that makes sense. This is basically exactly what I just took on my adventure hiking trail trip, and all of this fit in my 40 liter frameless pack. But that was kind of what I wanted to see too, is how well does this compress down so that I could carry this pack even when I'm carrying my lightest stuff. And it's got enough compression to it that I had no issues. Nothing felt like loose and rattling around. It was perfect. So it's advertised as 55 liters. Now, every pack manufacturer does this different, which is kind of obnoxious. But for this pack, the 55 liters is the volume in the main pack. And then you gain, I believe it's 19 liters, and I'll add it if that's wrong. 19 liters of storage between the mesh pocket on the front, the two side pouches, hip belt pockets, the stash pocket in here, everything else. So it's effectively a 69 liter pack, which was what finally kind of sold me to go ahead and do this over the Circuit. Is the Circuit's 68 liters, and that's with all of its storage. So for the extra food carrying, extra water carrying, just when you need a little more space, when my frameless pack isn't enough, this is a perfect size. I don't have experience with this. I've seen some people posting pictures of the 55 liter with a bear can actually fitting in it. That was one of the issues with the 40 liter one, is a bear can really wouldn't fit very well. Again, I'm just going off of what I've read and what I've seen. I don't live in an area where bear cans are required or even necessary, so I've never carried one. but I know some people struggled trying to either get them in the pack, which really doesn't work, or strap it to the top. But the problem is the Y straps aren't really long enough for that. So you either had to have barely anything in the pack so you could strap it to the top, or your whole pack was taken up by a bear can. So it just wasn't feasible. So that was a big reason why the 55 liter, I believe, came to be a thing, is so many people with bear cans wanted to carry this pack. So this, from what I've seen, I believe like the Bear Vault 400 and 500 will fit in this horizontally. If that's wrong, I'll add that on here. But I'm pretty sure the stuff I've seen so far, even the 500 does fit in this horizontally. So for all you that have to carry bear cans, that'll work in here. The front mesh stuff pocket, this is instead of like the Lycra mesh, like the shoulder strap pockets or like the ULA packs use, this is that tougher kind of netting like the Hyperlight Wind Rider uses. I'm trying to think any other packs that I know of that use it. I'm sure they're out there, but it's a very durable fabric. So if you catch it on branches or something, it's not gonna tear. To be fair, I never tore the pockets on my ULA pack. I've never torn the pocket on my Gossamer Gear pack, which is a softer material, but this definitely feels more rugged. You can just tell that this was an ultralight pack built to be rugged and be able to carry some weight. And that's the other thing, the frame in it, I'm not gonna try to take this out, but instead of just two like aluminum stays like the Hyperlight pack, it actually has like a hooped aluminum type frame, so it loops all the way around and connects into the bottom, and then I believe it's even got like another stabilizer across the top. So that frame structure, while it's very light, really allows for this pack to carry some weight. So really, even at 35 pounds, you're not stressing this frame. So the load lifters are able to do their job and pull that weight up off your shoulders. Me personally, I would think once you get past like 35 pounds, the shoulder straps really aren't that thick. Like you should be able to tell. They're not very thick. Like my frameless Gossamer Gear pack has thicker shoulder straps. The Outdoor Vitals Shadow Light that I just got my girlfriend, that has thicker shoulder straps. These are pretty thin. So while the frame can probably withstand 40, 45 pounds like they say on the website, I don't think these shoulder straps are really built for that. I think you would start to feel that. Same with the hip belt. Like the hip belt is only I think it's a 4-inch hip belt, and it's not very thick, and it's padded enough. Like I'm perfectly comfortable, but I would think when you start getting into that weight, even though the frame is rigid enough to not flex and force all the weight onto your shoulders, this padding's not really enough to absorb that weight. So, I mean, if you're buying this and you're thinking I'm gonna constantly be carrying 40 and 45 pounds, you might wanna step up to something a little beefier. And for me, the only time I'd ever remotely be carrying more than 30 or 35 pounds, if I am, that would be weight for like a very long water carry or a lot of food. So it'd be consumable stuff that would shrink throughout the trip. So yeah, the first day might suck, but as I go, that weight will disappear. Similar to my adventure hiking trail trip where I was carrying 4 liters of water and pushing 28 pounds to start in that frameless pack. It wasn't the most comfortable thing, but as we went and I ate food and drank water and got back down under 25 pounds, the pack was fine. But I will say the exact same stuff, even at 22 pounds is what this weighed out at before I left with everything on it, water and everything. This thing almost felt weightless compared to that frameless pack. It's super comfortable. So as far as a first look, really, I can't say much more than that. Like I said, if you want more detail on like the specs and stuff, check out the website. Check out the Backpacking Light review of the Kakwa 40. I'll link it in the description. I have nothing to do with them. I have no affiliation with them, but it's a very informative video about more specifics with this pack. So for now, I'm gonna make some coffee real quick, have a little drink, and then go finish my hike. So all I can say is, Durston, you better start upping your production, because there are people just dying to get this pack or your tents. I would love to have one of your Dyneema tents. Just saying. Anyway, that's it for our first look. Hope you got something out of this video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Plenty more videos coming out. I'll be getting this out next week on an actual overnight, and we'll see how she does. Thanks for watching.